because you guys were screaming. And so, especially if you've murdered people,
Okay.
you would probably be hyper aware.
Is that why the cops are in the back?
Well, I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Probably.
Okay.
So just remember, given the circumstances of the scene,
Okay.
Truth,
Okay.
honesty, believability, and I think you just slipped into this scene has to be charged, so we got to make it loud. And just remember that has nothing to do with it. That's number one.
Okay.
When we're thinking about what acting should feel like, again, remember that it should feel like what we're doing right now. This experience where I'm talking and you guys are listening and you're organically and honestly hearing me and it's causing you to write stuff down, this mechanism is what it should feel like when you're acting.
Okay.
And it probably didn't when you were up there. It may have felt more like work, like I'm mustering up stuff, I'm making things happen. So that's okay to do that when you're preparing the scene. But when we're in the executing phase, which is what you were in, that's when we just have to let go and listen and react to you. Real quick, I know that you just got the scene tonight, and at some point we will cover how do I read a script when I don't have it memorized. Because there's a time to look up and down so that you can do it in a way that it comes off as very seamless, and you can almost do it in a way that I don't even know you don't have it memorized. But a general rule right now would be to at least, if you don't have it memorized, make sure you keep your script up, because the audience is going to watch whatever moves. So if I'm always doing this, I'm always watching your hand with the paper instead of your face. Makes sense?
Okay.
What was your question?
So, do I have to get angrier?
You have to get more and more emotional.
Okay.
More and more intense. In other words, and the way to do that is to just keep reminding yourself that everything he says is wrong.
Okay.
Everything he says is doing the opposite of calming you down.
Okay.
The way he's looking at you. The way he's talking to you. You understand?
Yes.
And then you can use that as fuel that you're trying to suppress, which is
Okay.
going to cause even more tension.
Yeah.
Everything that he says to you is more threatening, which is going to exacerbate the fear. The fear is going to go up, which is going to make it harder for you to keep everything calm and stay alive. You know? Does that make sense? And that's going to give this scene this sort of natural progression and build, because both of you are getting more and more intense.
Yeah, I think it needs to I need to control it, kind of start lower and then just build it up.
Yeah, I mean,
just kind of went into it too fast.
yeah, that would be a good thing. It's almost a good way to think about it is that you're more successful at containing the fear at the beginning than at the end. So as the scene goes on, the fear goes up and your ability to contain the fear becomes less. And that way you have this really intense conflict that's building. It's like you're turning the heat up on a boiling pot of water, and then you put a top on it, and it's just trying to spit out, and you keep turning the heat up. Well, turning the heat up is your fear, and it's him saying the wrong thing to you and terrifying you even more.